And we are live, and welcome back to a doubleheader kind of a day here. Just earlier today, we were on the Fanboy Cantina channel where I was a guest talking about Secret Invasion, and now here we are on the Mr. C Dives In. Fanboy G, welcome back over to my side of the screens.
Thank you. It's nice to be. It's been a while, so thank you for having me over
It's
here.
been a while that you've been over here, but it's
That's
been
right.
less than an hour since I've been over by you. So it's our first ever double header. So that's, for whatever it's worth, that's got some historical significance to it.
It's cool. It's cool.
All right. Well,
What are
let's
we
start
talking
with
about here?
let's start. We're gonna give some Svengoolie news and headlines and updates and the Svengoolie comic book. Let's first go to Michaela. Michaela, thanks for good evening all from Store Ghoulie. Oh, see, Stormer Ghoulie, Store Ghoulie. She's got a mash up there on her name. It was real nice to see some of Michaela's art featured last night on the show, and it's real nice to have Michaela around in the comments with us also. So thank you very much, Michaela. Let me bring and now first things first here as we're diving in. There's upcoming appearances related to the comic. So we can see here Friday, July 14, not too far. What day? We're on July 2. So July 14, less than 2 weeks to go. So this, as we've in the past made jokes and comments about how does Sven handle having two events in the same day. So here we are. We got first off 11 to noon only at Graham Cracker Comics downtown, and then 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. only at Oh Yeah Comics. So last time we were clowning on the trains, he's got a 2-hour gap here. Gee, what is your speculation? How will Sven travel from downtown to Skokie? Will it be in a Svenmobile? Will he try to catch the Skokie Swift train line? What might be his transit move?
I think there is more than one Sven. I
Oh,
think
man.
that it is. I think they are that maybe one of them is a Skrull, and they are going to Fuli by the Svengoolie with a Skrull. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's the same Skrull, same Svengoolie. I mean, dude, aren't they like tearing up the Kennedy and stuff? Like,
Oh, let me tell you, it's the worst ever. And with the flash flood, not that we want to turn into a weather channel here,
yeah,
but with the flash flood alerts today, they were also, to my knowledge, the first ever specific warnings because the construction has the ground in an uneven way. But anyway, the viaducts are in bad shape. The expressways are in bad shape. But anyway, if we're sharing the screen correctly here, we're giving a little bit of a better highlight to Graham Cracker Comics for the first hour with a little lunch break or transit break in between, and then Oh Yeah Comics. So if you're in the Chicago area, either way, you can't lose. I know in the past we've talked about Sven staying extra time as he did at Volo and as he has at other events. So given that he has to exit Graham Cracker in order to get to Oh Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to stay extra time. So I guess if I'm in a position to give a helpful hint, we'll say get there a little bit early and get in the line, get in the queue, but also be prepared that maybe not everybody can get through to see Sven. But I'll tell you what, as we had our comic, the first Sven comic, the DC produced one signed by Sven after its release date, so too would I imagine other people be able to get whatever issues of the new comic they get signed at a future date.
get there early. Get there early. Not not 15 minutes before Sven needs to disappear and teleport himself to the northern suburbs.
All right, so we had train, we had expressway, and teleport. So teleport is a viable option, a viable possibility for his ways.
And
All
it
right,
looks like you got a comment.
let's jump back into comments and look at this. Hello, Barbie Gal, aka Nicole. Oh man, wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know? Oh, it's never far off. NicoleHoff.com, good people. Get yourself some Creature Barbie. Get yourself some Godzilla Barbie. It's good stuff. Great to have Nicole watching as we're on a Sunday here instead of a Saturday. Instead of a pregame, it's a postgame. It's a 4th of July special.
I was just in Nicole's neck of the woods. I was in Minneapolis for other stuff last week. It's a wonderful town. Air conditions or flight conditions could not have been worse. I think last week. But Minneapolis as a town, really great place to be in. I look forward to spending more time in there out that way in the future.
I appreciate it.
Whoa. Sorry. That was me.
Werewolves of London, Werewolves of the Fanboy Studio. It's all together there. It's all magnificent. All right. So, G, have you had the chance to? Oh, we got another comment, but let's move on a little bit and come back to comments. Have you seen the cover? So I'm leaving this for Previews World. Would be one place people could see the covers, but now here's a little bit of a closer up. Now I don't know which one's the alternate or which one's the lead, which one's the A or which one's the B. But so let's call this one number 1 for arbitrary purposes. This one number 2. Do you have a preference between the 1 and the 2, or what looks cool to you about this one that we're looking at right now?
I feel like this is an eye doctor thing. Is it is this one clearer? Is this one, or is it number 1 or number 2? I like number 1. I like because it's different. It's a different style. Well, I mean, both are different in their own kind of ways. I'm gonna go with number 1. I like that, but I can appreciate both. Wait a minute, was Kerwin in the first one too?
Well, let's take a look. There, I think that might actually be Svenny.
Oh,
and then,
okay.
Up under the S,
yeah.
there is a Kerwin.
Okay, all right.
So
That's cool.
Here we got some like a mechanical hands here, and this one, and then behind Sven, it appears to be a mechanical man or a mechanical villain. So as far as building intrigue, they got me already. Let's jump back to comments for a minute. I hope Minnesota treated you. Yep, and that, as we did email, would have been good had there been an opportunity to cross paths. But sometimes we gotta keep at these things into the future. All right,
it's a great town. It's a great town. I need to visit Paisley Park. That's a definite must for me.
Let's see if somehow we can get that on the checklist actualized in the near future. All right. So again, some of us may already know this stuff. Some of us maybe not. But when you subscribe, you get each month you get the news. So within the news, you get Sven's writing, Rich Coze's writing, which he's a funny guy. So you want some extra banter beyond the show. If 2.5 hours of show per week isn't enough Sven and Rich Coze banter for you, here's a little bit extra. And as we just had the opportunity last night to see The Car, coming up here we have Ghoulies, followed by Ghoulies 2, and then after that we've got Uninvited and Haunted Strangler. Have you seen any of these, or would they be new territory for you? What do you think?
I've seen The Car, but that's got to be, man, it's got to be since the 80s since I've seen that. Like, I remember that because it's a 70s movie, right?
70s, right? It's a post Jaws with some similar notes being played on the score, on the soundtrack, similar to the infamous Jaws, dun-dun-dun. But yeah, so you have seen The Car.
I have seen The Car because at that time I was big into the Hot Wheels and other stuff, and now, oh my goodness, it's a horror movie with horror is not my thing, so it creeped me out as a kid, but like everything in the horror genre creeped me out as a kid. But yeah, so I've seen that one. Ghoulies, I could picture the posters again from the 80s in my head, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
Well, just kind of nice, if somebody hasn't subbed to the newsletter, but they would like to know the whole month laid out there all together at one time versus the week-to-week updates that come in other formats. Kind of nice. All right, so that covers us on those. Now, as just came to us by way of Casual Crafter, just learned, and speaking of somebody who's doing weekly tributes of the Sven show in his own right, Screen Name Monitor EP, and this is from the Migo forums. So Crafter sent this to me, and I'm like, well, I gotta be honest. As much of a Migo collector as we got the Migo figures right here behind me, I hadn't subbed or signed up myself to the Migo forums, but I sure did now. So with good benefit. Look at this. So this guy's setting up the car, last night's movie, and let's break down the different pieces here. So you have the other Sven shirt from the other Sven figure. Now you got a little movie night sign. Like, again, where is Monitor EP getting this stuff, and how is he assembling? I'm assuming Monitor's a he, putting all the pieces together. You got a Kerwin, you got a Tombstone, you got a Sven, you got some rubber chickens on the ground. Gee, tell me, what do you think about, what are we looking at?
I think it's mind blowing. That's really great. Yeah, I really like it.
The orange phone in the back there, the desk, the mini radio. It's and like, so the radio, the old timey radio, it's on a bit of a perch there. So I wonder, and I hope we can find Monitor to come on as a guest sometime. Did he glue each of those foam blocks together to customize the backdrop? That's as is Casual Crafter, as is J Spy, as are so many of the guests that come through this channel, have a really great eye and a really great hand for art. Good to be able to see a creator that I didn't previously have knowledge of. So here's another one then. So for Night of the Lepus, which was the Bunny Rabbits movie where the rabbits turned savage. Look at this. So similar to Sven, now we have a different backdrop. I wish I knew where did the mini Frankenstein, mini Dracula, mini Wolfman, mini Creature, mini Mummy come from, but like, and now in the background, it's a J Spy looking lab piece, but that's not one of J Spy's works. So right above that lab piece is like a miniaturized cover of the Sven DC comic. So
that's good.
The eye for detail, again, I'm hoping we can find Monitor EP in real life and get Monitor on here as a guest. This is impressive stuff. Now this one, again, in the background, there's maybe easier to see the mini-sized Sven comic. Above that, a picture of Sven and Kerwin that looks like the Alex Ross one, but now you got Doug Graves at the piano. So, and a mini bunny rabbit up on top of the piano, since we're looking at the evil bunny rabbits for the feature of the week. Again, hoping to be able to find Monitor, but if we can't find Monitor, then it's pretty cool just to be able to check out the creations there. Again, showing a sense of humor for a horror picture for giant rabbits.
I thought those were like little people behind Sven.
Coming back to here,
but it's not.
Yeah, to scale. So if this is an 8-inch Sven figure, then these guys got to be about 2 inches or so. And again, just when you think you have a decent knowledge base of the product that's out there, somebody puts something in front of you where you realize there's more homework to do. All right, let's jump back to comments and see what do we got. Oh, all right. Very good. Agreed. Number 2. Okay, there you go. Freaking fantastic setup. Super jealous. All right. Well, hey, now sometimes we have artists talking to artists. Sometimes we have artists looking at the work of other artists. But it's we try to do what we can around here. Tell you what, then let's do a little bit of more of a walkthrough. And as we're approaching the 4th of July, I was having the idea of having this idea here. So we know the Sven figure from Figures Toy Company has appeared in different ways. So here he is with his own T-shirt, and here he is screen, cosplay authentic, realistic. It's not just a costume, it's a lifestyle. And then, this is the one that we have right behind me over here with but so then there's also Apollo Creed, and then we're coming to 4th of July. So I thought, let me, if I can, do I need to flip and go here? And so I thought, let me borrow the Apollo Creed outfit so Sven can celebrate the 4th of July. Now, G, I know you have a matching outfit like this. Is this how you'll be dressed on the 4th of July?
Well, yes, you may not be looking for the promised land, but you might find it anyway. And the way that you'll do it is by dressing like Apollo Creed whenever you possibly can. So that's that's very well done, Mr. C.
Let me just contrast here. The regular Sven hat figures, again, the regular Sven hat from Figures Toy Company, and then the Mego Apollo Creed hat. So there is a bit of a difference in the hats. Both pretty cool, both decent to wear. Let me come back around so that we're both on the screen again. I did want to highlight that towards the 4th of July coming up. This is a shorter conversation we're having because I am about to make the run to go catch Spider-Man at the movie house on this rainy, stormy day. I did want to recognize that Nanette does have her own channel and was just featured last night during the presentation of the Car movie. Nanette's art, as well as Michaela's art, was featured again for the Dondi Svengoolie mashup that Nanette had completed. Other stuff that's on the horizon, the Monsterologist is making his rounds with the Oddity Expo. I've never been to a haunted garage sale. Gee, have you ever heard of a haunted garage sale?
I didn't know this was a thing.
Me either, but it's cool to learn stuff along the way, as well as we're meeting interesting characters along the way. It's good to learn of other events that we didn't know of. Simultaneous, now here's where the calendar's getting a little crowded again. Simultaneous to the 14th, where the signing will occur. Here's G-Fest. Here's Godzilla Fest right here in the Windy City. This is something I have not attended before, but Terror Dave speaks well of it. Gee, you've done other conventions. We've done conventions together. We've done conventions not together. What's the closest thing that you've done to a Godzilla Fest, or what's the closest event that you've been to that would be possibly similar to a Godzilla Fest?
Well, man, I don't think I've ever been anything like it. Like I just went to LA 3 weeks ago. There's a store called Monster Patrol Toys. That's the name of it. A small place in Little Tokyo in LA. And they've got, kaiju and stuff like that in the store. There's a bunch of other little shops too, but I've never been to a place that was a convention that was solely focused on Godzilla. That's pretty wild. I assume they got to have a broader tent of like including other kaiju stuff, maybe Gamera, maybe Ultraman, and more stuff. Or maybe it's all Godzilla all the time.
Godzilla or bust. Well,
Yeah.
I tell you, I look forward to bringing back report from having attended my first Godzilla Fest in a couple weeks here, and again appreciating Dave for broadening my horizons and letting us know that these things are out there. And for people who are interested, as Fanboy G was just mentioning, we should put a link. The episode that was just recently done there, that was some really cool stuff to look at in the display cases that went beyond pure Godzilla, but the other kaiju characters and giant robot guys was also well represented there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, and then farther out on the horizon, and then I'll close this out so I can get to the movie house and you can get to the rest of your holiday weekend. A wealth of conventions. So there's the Oddities Expo coming, there's the G-Fest coming, and then back to Flashback Weekend. It doesn't feel that long ago where we were just on your channel reviewing Flashback Weekend. Another one, I'm not expecting you to make it into town over here for this one, but I'll have to give you the scoop on it.
Sounds good.
All right.
And I know you need to run, but very quickly, since we have Barbie Gal here, the new movie is coming out. It's coming out in like 2-3 weeks at this point. I look forward to hearing what Barbie Gal's Nicole's feedback is about the movie. I assume it's going to be a day one watch or an immediate watch. So looking forward to that. I might see that movie in the theater. I might go out to check that out.
We might have to do a movie review process right here once we get to the release date at the big movie house.
Yeah.
All right, Michaela, thanks for jumping in. Nanette, great to see your art on the show last night, the 21st.
Yeah.
Excellent. Looking forward to it. And thanks, people, for checking around. Again, Sven, get there early if you're trying to get your signed copy, or be patient and get your signed copy at a different date. The man's got a busy schedule on him, as well as all these other too much entertainment, a bunch of fun summer things coming around. Fanboy G, please do check out the Fanboy G channel. Thanks for coming around. And I'm gonna all right, a couple of more comments, and then I'll close this out because I got to get to. All right, cannot wait. Opening night, not surprised. And Jim Campbell, thanks for watching. Campbell attending both of the double headers. Thanks, Jim Campbell, for being around for both shows. All right, I'm gonna close this out. Keep doing what you're doing for staying cool and having fun in the summer, and check out Fanboy Cantina, check out Tara Dave's, and thanks everybody. See you next time.